I'm just switch on my camera manje sesifake i-EP2 so yana sayisebenzisa ya ugadi usesebhizi awulapha
With pleasure.
Good morning, councillors. May we kindly stand? Councillors, ladies and gentlemen, the acting Speaker of Council, Councillor
Winnie?
Good morning, councillors. Shall we take a moment of silence for prayer and meditation, please? Thank you very much. Please remain standing as we sing the national anthem.
Good morning. It is hereby notified that the State of the City address of the City of Johannesburg Municipality will be held on Thursday, 21st April 2022, followed by the debate on Friday, 22nd April 2022 at 10 a.m. both days at the Constant Konipapela Council Chamber, Metropolitan Center in Bloemfontein. The first item on the agenda is the opening and acknowledgement by the Speaker.
Thank you, Acting Secretary to Council. The Executive Mayor, Councillor Paul Palatse, Chief Whip of Council, Councillor Cllr, Mayors, all political parties, leaders, and whips, all members of the Mayoral Committee, fellow councillors, Acting City Manager, Mr. Floyd Brink, Acting Secretary to Council, Mr. Andile Gobina, officials of the city, members of the public, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to the 2022 State of the City Address of the City of Johannesburg. Let me further acknowledge the following guests who have joined us today. Ms. Sophie Israel, Free Woman of the City. Councillor Henry Willett Hill, Mayor of West Rand District Municipality. Councillor Peter Cllr, Mayor of Midbar. Speaker of Council, Councillor Raymond Dlamini, Ekurhuleni Municipality. Speaker of Council, Councillor Sibongile Sonduza, Emfuleni Municipality. Speaker of Council, Councillor Alan McLaughlin, Midbar Municipality. Colonel Sipho Majokosi, South African National Defence Force, Reserve Force. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and a warm welcome to all of you to the first 2022 State of the City Address of the current term of office under the multi-party coalition. Unlike an ordinary sitting of council with an agenda for discussion, this is an unusual event hosted by the Office of the Speaker to allow the Executive Mayor to deliver a State of the City Address. Before we begin, can we kindly stand to acknowledge a moment of silence at the passing away of the Speaker's son, Mr. Vasco da Gama. May we please rise for a moment of silence. Thank you. We may take a seat. May his soul rest in peace, and may God grant the family strength during this time. Thank you, councillors. This was also explained that my presence as an acting speaker is because our speaker, Mr. Vasco da Gama, has taken leave of absence due to the bereavement. We also now want to take cognizance of the terrible situation that is experienced by the people of KwaZulu-Natal. There is xenophobic attacks and the situation that is happening, the unrest with foreign nationals around the country. We also want to acknowledge other countries that are going through their own turmoil and conflicts: Ukraine, Afghanistan, Ethiopia, Yemen, and those countries affected by civil and terrorist conflicts. Whilst we are privileged to enjoy relative peace in our country, Johannesburg is plagued by issues of crime, poverty, service delivery failures, unemployment, and housing issues, just to name a few. We are also aware of the social issues regarding to our special groups, women, youth, people with disabilities, LGBTQIA, faith-based organizations, and also the business environment that needs urgent stimulus. We are also cognizant of the water and electricity issues that have been bubbling recently. Let us now listen attentively to the Executive Mayor's speech, which I trust will address some of these issues accordingly and also prepare us as councillors for the debate tomorrow. Fellow councillors, ladies and gentlemen, I now call upon the Executive Mayor, Councillor Mpho-Phalatse, to the podium for her maiden State of the City address. Thank you. Shall we stand as we welcome the Mayor to the podium?
Acting Speaker of Council and Chair of Chairs, Councillor Maiden, Member of Council, Councillor Cllr, members of the Mayoral Committee, chairpersons of committees of council, fellow councillors, leaders of all political parties represented in council today, Acting City Manager, Mr. Claude Brent. It is an honor to be here today to present the first State of the City address of the 2021-2026 Joburg multi-party government. Allow me to begin by conveying my condolences to the Speaker of Council, Councillor Vasudagama, who is currently in mourning following the passing of his beloved son. Allow me to also recognize the presence of my Sophie Brain. Also allow me to recognize the presence of the family of the late Rivonian treason trialist, Stanley Basil Dolan, who are here with us today. He was accused number 4 of 30 during a trial that many feared would see the biggest names in the struggle executed, including Nelson Mandela, Ahmed Kathrada, Dennis Goldberg, Helen Joseph, Oliver Tambo, and Joe Slovo. Born in 1925 in the original Kliptown, Stanley Loden started his career as a clerk at the Industrial Council for Clothing Company. In the mid-1950s, he took up a position as the secretary of the South African Colored People's Organization, leading to his arrest as one of the 156 activists in 1956. Stanley was the only colored person to be held for the full length of the trial, and he was eventually one of the 28 accused who were found. He moved to Swaziland, but was followed by the South African police who caught and assaulted him. He later managed to gain British citizenship and remained in South Africa, where he died a few months later. Stanley was an icon and a hero of the struggle who is rarely remembered. And that's why we welcome the Lord, that we're grateful for his colleagues simply by virtue of the diversity offered by our many different councillors in this house. Men like Stanley Loden did not live in vain. Welcome and thank you for honouring us with your presence. It is the greatest privilege for me to serve you as your executive mayor at a time when the city is in dire need of the healing hands of an experienced physician. It is a task I do not approach lightly, and I vow to submit myself daily to the hands of the God who called me to the service. To him be all the glory. We're blessed to live in one of the most remarkable cities in the world. The diversity of our people, the geographical location, recreational and business activities, all make the city home to equally colorful, gifted, and unique people. Given its undisputed reputation as the land of opportunity and a shining beacon of hope on the African continent, the city of Johannesburg attracts visitors from all over the world. 55% from other parts of Gauteng, 36% from other beyond our borders, many of them eventually settling in the city and calling it their home. They all come in search of golden opportunities synonymous with the city's promise of gold. However, following years of neglect, mistreatment, and abuse, our city now lies in ruins. The big question on everyone's mind is, can these dry bones come to life? Can the city truly be restored? Recently, a young girl walked up to me with her mother and asked, "Are you really going to change our future?" Taken aback by her question, I looked into her eyes and I answered, "I promise to do my part. What do you promise to do?" The city can and will be restored, with each of us doing our part. We need to start by taking responsibility and uniting behind a common mission: to love our city, to nurture, cherish, and protect her for generations to come. From resisting the urge to litter, breaking the law, dumping illegally, damaging infrastructure, stealing manhole covers and home traffic lights, or vandalizing critical infrastructure, to reporting such incidents when we see them happen, to being faithful in paying our rates and taxes and levies. We each have a role to play in preventing the further decay of our city while rebuilding it at the same time. For those of us in business or civil society, the season is right for us to support the rebuilding project, whether through corporate social investments or through trading partnerships. The rebuilding has already begun. On the 22nd of November 2021, in an unlikely turn of events, the city of Johannesburg welcomed its first ever democratically elected executive mayor, 26% minority government. 3 weeks later, following long nights of negotiations between political parties battling for the stability of the city, with the backdrop of the past recent 5 years, which saw 4 political administrations, we had no option but to put together only the best team to serve the people of Johannesburg and build a city of golden opportunity. Today, originally it was the DA, Action SA, IFP, ACDP, and the Freedom Front Plus, along with me, the executive mayor, forming the 2021 to 2026 Johannesburg multi-party government. This was achieved with the help of COPE, UIF, and ATA, who were later elected to the positions of chair of chairs and chairpersons of committees, respectively. This battle for the city's stability did not end here. In a final move to undergird the multi-party government, the Freedom Front Plus conceded its seat in the executive, making way for the option of the Patriotic Alliance to bring the multi-party government to a strong 140 of 270 seats in council. This was the birth of the first political party, multi-party government in South Africa, a government that has vowed to set their differences aside and work together to repair the ruins in our shared pride, the beloved city of gold. True to its promise, the Joburg multi-party government tabled its immediate program of action, termed the Golden Start, flowing from the 7 mayoral priorities committing to give to residents, visitors, business, civil society alike, number 1, a secure city, number 3, a caring city, number 4, a business-friendly city, number 5, an inclusive city, number 6, a well-run city, and number 7, a smart city. The election of the executive mayor to the role of Africa Vice Chair for C40 cities introduced the green strand that runs through all the 7 mayoral priorities, driving climate change mitigation and a just and equitable transition to a green city. To the work of identifying the root causes of the problems in their areas of responsibility and driving solutions in line with their Golden Start promises. Our draft 2022 to 2027 IDP acknowledges that this municipal administration is large and complex. It has authority over all constitutional functions assigned to it. It also has resources that enable it to deliver on mandates conferred by national government, and its municipal administration can fix the city on its own. Partnership is often missing internally. Departments and entities must cooperate with each other. Residents must receive real responses and not be referred to different components of the organization and shoved from pillar to post. No entity or department should work in a silo. It is a team effort to turn the city around, and therefore the entire municipality must work like a team. It was important that in this context, we as the multi-party government outlined our new vision for this political term of office as a city of golden opportunities, a vibrant, safe and resilient city where local government delivers a quality life for every resident. This vision is anchored and predicated upon the 7 mayoral priorities which have found expression in the IDP, the budgeting process, as well as the strategic framework of all departments and entities. A city that gets the basics right is our first priority, and for a clean city, MMC Michael's son has ensured that every household in the city receives waste services weekly, including in informal settlements. Pick It Up's strategy will be to work with local communities through cooperatives to deliver waste management services. In the next financial year, the entity will also mechanize its fleet for better efficiency, getting more done in less time. This plan will include the purchase of new compactors, street sweepers, and other specialized vehicles. To stabilize electricity supply in the city, MMC Sun led the approval of the city's sustainable energy strategy in January. To support this work, the multi-party government will be hosting an energy indaba in the month of May, gathering all relevant and related stakeholders for their collective input into resolving Joburg's energy crisis. And this is a move which will see us introducing an energy mix, partnering with independent power producers and small-scale energy generators, reducing our reliance on Eskom, and ending these rolling blackouts. In the meantime, City Power has extended its power purchase agreement with Cllr by 24 months, maintaining security and reliability of supply to our customers who are currently supplied by the Cllr power station. The multi-party government will ensure an uninterrupted supply of clean running water to all residents through strategic capital investments initiatives aimed at addressing water infrastructure backlogs as well as securing future growth. We aim to invest 2.8 billion rands within the next 3 financial years to improve the city's water services infrastructure. Joburg Water's Marginalised Area program will ensure that informal settlements are also catered for in their basic water and basic sewer needs. The MMC for Transport, MMC Funzela Ngobeni, initiated region-based service delivery blitzes under Phase 1 of Arisebetseng, launched by the Executive Mayor in February, a program which brings together multiple departments and entities to focus on pothole repairs, reinstatements, resurfacing of roads, traffic signals, infrastructure maintenance, cleaning of stormwater infrastructure and curb inlets, repair of guardrails and road markings. through the city's partnership with Dow Direct and Discovery ensure 7,524 potholes were filled in just 7 weeks during these blitzes, making our roads safer and preventing costly road use of vehicle repairs. Certainly, we've made progress in sorting out the city's pothole problem, but we equally have more road to cover, and we will. And now looking at the second priority, a safe and secure city. Safety is an important driver of investment and economic growth. And under the leadership of MMC David Tembe, let's give MMC Tembe a chance. 1,800 JMPD officers have been deployed into the inner city to restore law and order and stimulate safe economic activity. The deployment of JMPD pointsmen has eased traffic congestion, particularly during peak hours. The JMPD is strengthening working relations with other law enforcement agencies through various joint operations, including the newly established Infrastructure Protection Drive between the JMPD, the city's Group Forensic and Investigation Services Unit, the South African Police Services, the State Security Agency, and Hawks Gauteng. This was in response to the recent spate of attacks on the city's critical infrastructure, plunging whole communities into darkness and often affecting water supply as well. To contribute towards the city's revenue collection drive, the JMPD has reinstated smart roadblocks, collecting in excess of 14 million rands in just 9 weeks. Now, the multi-party government vows to be a caring city because care for poor and vulnerable residents is a marker of a city's commitment to a just and equitable society. Through the Health and Social Development Portfolio under the leadership of MMC Ashley Sauls the First, 2 clinics were opened for use by the public in Bophelong near Soweto and Florida in Roodepoort. The construction of the long-awaited Naledi Clinic is also currently underway, and in the next 3 years, 10 new, modern, robustly sized clinics will be constructed in different parts of the city in response to current and projected needs. The portfolio will continue to fight the scourge of substance abuse through the inpatient and outpatient treatment centers across the regions. Social development will drive the development of the new state-of-the-art Bertram's Multipurpose Center near the Ellis Park Precinct in Region F. The center will house a community hall, senior citizen support, a women's empowerment center, child aftercare, youth and skills development, a basketball court, and office space for regional social development services. The department is in the process of reviewing the city's migration policy, which will serve as a guide on how to best deal with all forms of migration, legal and illegal, interprovincial and international, to ensure a sustainable strategy informed by global best practice and ensuring an integrated approach by all city departments, protecting human rights, but also recognizing the inalienable rights of South African citizens. The city's policies on homelessness, child services, food resilience, and older persons are currently also under review and will soon be released for public participation. In the meantime, the migration of retirement villages from housing to social development, as approved by Council, will be fast-tracked. In the new financial year, social development will constitute an LGBTIQA+ advisory committee to drive the interests of this often marginalized group. Through the expanded social package, or ESP, indigent residents will continue to benefit from free basic services, while the debt rehabilitation program has been reinstated to facilitate debt write-offs for the missing middle class, pensioners, and the indigent buckling under historical debt. A business-friendly city is one of our priorities. The Department of Economic Development under MMC Nkuli Mbundu has managed to drive the draft informal trade policy through the relevant structures and updated it with comments from public participation. Once approved in Council, this policy will afford South African informal traders the opportunity to reclaim their trading spaces. A process has been initiated for the Group Forensic and Investigation Services Unit to conduct a property audit of the 29,000 city-owned properties, perform an evaluation of the property values, assess the state of the leases and the general repairs and maintenance required to restore the properties and regularize the leases. Where possible, properties will be released to business for better utilization. To drive investment attraction, the multi-party government has re-established strong relations with the South African Chamber of Commerce and Industry, as well as other business forums, to bring back investment confidence in the city of Johannesburg. Some of the highlights include the acceleration of special economic zones at City Deep as a logistics and agri-hub, providing investment incentives for job creation, particularly among the youth. The multi-party government will continue to roll out more opportunity centres to support businesses and entrepreneurs. We will ensure fair access to EPWP opportunities through an audited electronic system. Through the newly established Johannesburg Tourism Company, we will promote business and leisure tourism as important job creators. We're also close to finalising the informal trade permit system. At 15.6%, the City of Johannesburg is currently the largest single contributor to South Africa's gross domestic product, or GDP. But this figure can grow with the help of business, which will reduce our current unemployment rate of 40.8%. Next month, the city will host a business collaborative conference in recognition of the fact that a growing, inclusive, and sustainable economy requires business and government to work together. MMC Belinda Echezonjoku, through her leadership of the Department of Development Planning, has started making it easier for the development industry to do business and create jobs. This means improving our services and turnaround times, levels of professionalism and responsiveness, and awareness of regulatory best practice. The city has started a long-term process of scrutinizing our policies, bylaws, and compliance and investigation procedures, while also modernizing our service offerings and the city's application and permitting processes. The city is also working to reduce the backlog of appeals and objections related to the Municipal Planning Tribunal. The city has introduced new turnaround times for follow-up inspections and demolitions by the department's building control and planning law enforcement functions. The planning department is now committed to tripling the annual target for the required demolitions of non-compliant and illegal buildings and structures from 30 to 96. This will assist in reducing the number of unsafe and dangerous buildings in the city, as well as reducing the impact of both illegal construction sites and dilapidated and derelict buildings on property valuations. The multi-party government has initiated and scheduled regular integrated night operations with the department's building control inspectors and single law enforcement unit, along with city health inspectors, EMS and JMPD Metro Police officers, to ensure compliance and shut down problematic and non-compliant houses, places of worship, restaurants, nightclubs, and taverns. These operations have been monitored to discover and develop new improved ways for city officials to work together on contravention cases and investigations. The multi-party government through the Inner City Office is working to ensure that the Johannesburg CBD once again becomes a center of economic and recreational activity. Therefore, the MMC, along with other key portfolios and stakeholders of the city, are taking hold of inner city compliance and inner city precinct development through stakeholder and private sector partner engagements, integrated block-by-block operations, and improved bylaw compliance and case management by inspectors and Region F officials. In terms of an inclusive city, the Housing Department under MMC Mlungi Simabaso is also promoting inclusivity through various interventions. Through the upgrading of informal settlement program, the UISP, we are targeting 10 informal settlements in the upcoming financial year. We will be upgrading them to level 3, which entails provision of permanent municipal services, including bulk connections, water services, sanitation solutions, public lighting, and road stormwater. This is aimed at giving residents of the City of Gold dignity and to create a good, habitable environment. In the upcoming financial year, we have a target of 2,500 housing units in regions C, D, and F. This in an effort to address the massive housing backlog, amongst other avenues being explored. We're also focusing strongly on the site and service program, which is aimed at giving people service stands where they're able to build homes for themselves. In February, 701 service sites were launched in Zandspruit by the MMC and the Executive Mayor. The construction of the Vleerhof substation is almost complete, and this substation will supply power to units that are yet to be electrified in Vleerhof and surrounding areas. The multi-party government is also aggressively issuing title deeds to provide security of tenure to our residents, whilst ensuring that as we hand over homes, we run a concurrent process of lodging with the deeds office in a timely fashion. The hostel redevelopment project will see the revamp of hostels and upgrading of community residential units, or CRUs. We are in the process of approving plans for the redevelopment of all the hostels to do away with apartheid spatial planning. The Johannesburg Social Housing Company, JOSHCO, has aggressively kick-started various turnkey projects which will see an envisaged 3,500 housing units at the end of the upcoming 3 financial years. Together with MMC Mabaso, we recently launched the construction of the Riverside Social Housing Development in Region A. Upon completion, this development will yield 1,108 social and affordable rental units around Diepsloot, Midrand, Fourways, and surrounding areas. The Community Development Department, under the leadership of MMC Ronald Harris, is the key custodian of social cohesion in the city. Through the Boots on the Ground program, the multi-party government within community development has been highlighting infrastructure challenges while boosting employee morale. Johannesburg City Parks and Zoo just launched the Naledi Park in collaboration with the local community and the ward councillor, creating a safe space for families to relax. Joining the fight against gender-based violence, the Johannesburg Theatre Truck, in collaboration with other departments, hosted a GBV Prevention Day in the beautiful Diepsloot Park. This government also saw the city hosting the first Johannesburg Sports Confederation Awards evening. For those who want to partner with the city to bring out the best of our assets, Community development is developing a database of friends of the reserves, friends of the parks, and other stakeholders. And we also promise to give our residents and all in the city a well-run city. Building a city of golden opportunities costs money. And regardless of the constrained economic environment in which we find ourselves, we're still obligated by law to deliver services to all residents of the city. With a loan market that's averse to lending money to municipalities, shrinking grants from the provincial and national spheres, and a lack of liquidity in the market, the multi-party government is looking at alternative funding schemes. As such, the MMC for Finance, Councillor Julie Sadabi, will be embarking on an investor roadshow to raise the necessary funds and attract much-needed investment to fund, among other things, the city's infrastructure projects. We also need residents to pay monies owed to the city. In this regard, we've enhanced our revenue collection program through Operation Buyamteto. Residents, businesses, and government departments have been responsive to the Buyamteto campaign and have started to come forward to pay their outstanding municipal bills. We've seen an uptick in payments since January 2022, and we're currently exceeding our target of collecting 4 billion rands every month. Delinquent ratepayers who simply do not pay despite having the means and who ignore the pre-termination notices from the city will have their services cut off. Our revenue team conducts up to 1,000 disconnections daily. Understanding that the economy has not been kind to all residents, especially over the last 2 years due to the global pandemic, we have reinstituted the debt rehabilitation program, which aims to assist defaulting customers to bring their outstanding municipal accounts up to date. Qualifying customers will receive a 50% debt write-off with a further write-off on the outstanding debt over a 3-year period if they comply with all the conditions associated with the program. Mayoral Committee has just approved a report which will be presented to Council recommending radical changes to the qualifying criteria. For example, 100% of debt above 90 days will be written off where the applicant is a pensioner or a registered indigent customer. We will also be asking Council to vote for the inclusion of old age homes, orphanages, and body corporate account holders in this criteria. The city's Group Corporate and Shared Services Department under MMC Leonard has also been contributing towards a well-run city of Johannesburg through various interventions. Over the last 2 years, there have been radical service delivery shortcomings due to restrictions placed on how and where people work. We are therefore pleased to state that the 100% return to work policy has been implemented from the 1st of April 2022. No hybrid working options are permitted for essential service departments. This will bolster our efforts to better the city's service delivery programs. All vacant positions in senior leadership have been advertised, with interviews having been completed for 3 senior management positions. Maintenance contracts have been awarded for fire engines, and other contracts are in the final stages to ensure that the city has a full complement of fire engines, with weekly updates being provided to ensure that we stay on track. Investigations into corruption have been undertaken and completed investigations have been actioned. The residents can expect to see guilty parties fired and looted funds recovered. The city's storage facility at Hamburg, where fire engines and workshops were being stripped, was secured and assets auctioned off, which saw 4 million rands in income for the city. Well done, MMC Knight. Other storage facilities and assets are being identified for disposal and new plans for the facilities developed. A local labor forum has been established to improve relationships with organized labor, enabling, among other things, for real labor issues within the city to be resolved in a constructive manner. In January 2022, City Power launched a customer care center resourced with customer care agents with a strong remediation mandate to address communication challenges during the resolution of logged customer queries and to ensure that all calls logged by customers are closed efficiently and effectively. The center is currently addressing all queries escalated by the various ward councillors. Furthermore, service delivery centers were operationalized in March 2022, which deal with streamlining the outage management process, proactive communication to customers and councillors, and providing milestone feedback on restoration times. In February, we held a successful municipal entities annual general meeting, which appointed a cohort of knowledgeable and ethical people who will serve on the boards of the city's 13 entities, including the newly established Johannesburg Tourism Company. The establishment of the JTC is aimed at ensuring that Johannesburg becomes a tourist destination of choice on the African continent and that it uses conventions, sport, retail tourism, and events as key drivers for tourism and economic growth. Many of our municipal entities are responsible for front-facing service delivery programs, such as the supply of water through Joburg Water and electricity through City Power, as well as Pick It Up, which is charged with the responsibility of managing the city's waste. Joburg Parks and Zoo, that manages green spaces, the building and maintenance of roads through the Joburg Roads Agency, the Johannesburg Social Housing Company, or JOSHGO, that provides housing and housing opportunities for the city's less economically fortunate residents, are but some of the additional frontline services provided by the city to residents in a sustainable manner in keeping with the dictates of Section 1521B of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa. Madam Acting Speaker, our ability to deliver services effectively and efficiently is directly linked to the city's well-run entities. We must establish good governance as the gold standard, and in many respects, this must be expressed not only through visible and tangible service delivery, but also through clean audit outcomes from the Auditor General of South Africa. During the 2020-2021 financial year, not even one Joburg's entities received a clean audit or an unqualified audit opinion. A whopping 3 billion rand was spent irregularly, meaning a violation of policies and/or legal prescripts during the same period. I know it takes a lot of time to clean house, but we must move with haste and precision to get the entities functioning within the ambit of the existing legal framework. The multi-party government is steadfast in its commitment to set the entities on track and ensure that the residents of Johannesburg get value for money. Our seventh priority is a smart city, and planning has begun for new IT systems to manage leave, employee engagement, learning and development, recruitment, performance management, consequence management, productivity, and enable hybrid working arrangements so that we're ready for the future of work. There are thousands of CCTV cameras around the city that are not linked. We have therefore started the process of linking different CCTV cameras to the Public Safety Integrated Intelligence Operations Center. This will enable us to better detect and respond to crime. Our City of Golden Opportunities must ensure that we work smart at all levels, which means introducing digital health records for efficiency and better patient care. We will therefore be rolling out our digital e-health solution over the coming year with the aim of digitizing patient records, integrating them into other systems nationally, and allowing us to treat our residents in a more insightful, reliable, and holistic way. Madam Acting Speaker, building something great and something that will last forever requires us to all consistently play our part towards fulfilling our vision of building a city of golden opportunities. The last few months have not been easy, but they've been made easier knowing that I have a team, and that Johannesburg has a team that fully understands the issues facing the city and its residents, and a team that works daily to solve those issues. I would therefore like to thank all the members of the mayoral committee and all the political parties who make up the Johannesburg multi-party government. And at this point, I'd like to ask you to stand. Equally, allow me to convey my thanks to the residents who've been more than patient, supported us when we've done right, and held us accountable when we do not do as expected. I'd also like to thank the city's officials, without whom none of what we do would be made possible. I'd like to thank you all for the support you give me as the executive mayor, leader of the opposition, Bitso Mpomerani, and I vow to give all of myself to all of the residents of the city, all of the time, until my assignment to them is complete. I will never abandon them. I will always choose them. I thank you.
Thank you.
It's the mayoral priorities.
Madam Mayor, sorry, we're just going to move this and then we can have you here for the
until the protocol will have ushered all the guests, the councillors.
Chairperson, you said there's a hands noted here. There's a hands you have noted here. You have noted the hand here. By your own mouth, they said you're noting hands. Chairperson.
Before he does the order of proceedings, can we note all the leave of absence, please? Can we note the leave of absence? Noted. Thank you, councillors.
You disrupted.
I like what you did there, turning on your mic so they can talk. Sit down.
We'll start off with acting council, who will assist followed by the executive mayor, followed by the chief whip of council, and also members of the board of ushers by the relevant officials to the session.
rona kgale go fitlhile ebile a ba equal concept is a full name. Yeah, Glava Tanada. Lady Lava Tanada. They go conferences. Unfortunately, I think all reductive are risking never to buy for. Yeah, I go through Big brother.
Thank you, Melanie.
Uthini Antonio? Akusipanekile. Iyayiza, yiyo le. Bohleli kuphi kanti yena? Busifihle phi? So controller bani lapha uwe? Loku uscroll. Oh, no ingwenya musi. Ngiyakhumbula ngibona ama picture wakhona.